And good morning, East Alabama and West Georgia. Dr. Don back in here with you. It is 8 o'clock Central Time on your Saturday morning, January 10th, 2026, and we are providing live severe weather coverage for a line of thunderstorms moving through Alabama. Now, we were with you for several hours earlier this morning, and we had some issues up here in White County, Georgia, that I had to go deal with. And we still haven't completely recovered up here, but we are in the process of getting things back to normal at our 911 center. We lost commercial power. Generator failed. We believe that we really didn't lose commercial power. We believe that we had some type of issue with our transfer switch, and our generator people are en route to try to get that rectified. And, of course, we had some IT problems there at the center, and our IT department's working on that right now as well. So I'm back in the weather center. I don't know how long I can stay here. It depends on what happens with that particular situation. But I did want to jump back in here and at least give you an update on what's going on right now. And honestly, for the most part, for East Alabama and West Georgia, we're looking at very heavy periods of very heavy rainfall this morning. That's the extent of what we're dealing with at the moment. You got to go back down into central Alabama and south central Alabama. That's where we have got some of the stronger thunderstorms taking place right now. We'll start on the north end of this, and then we'll work our way to the south. We do have a couple of special weather statements that are in effect. Strong thunderstorms will impact northern Autauga, northwestern Elmore, Chilton, Talladega, south central Calhoun, eastern Shelby, southwestern St. Clair, Coosa, and western Clay counties through 8:30 a.m. this morning. That's going to be that blue box that you see right there from basically Anniston back to East Birmingham, all the way down through Talladega County, western Clay, Sylacauga area, Childersburg, and then down into Coosa and Chilton County. Pretty strong line of thunderstorms right there moving to the east. These storms are going to be moving in this direction over the next hour or so. So they're going to be moving into Coosa County. Eventually, they'll be moving into Tallapoosa County. And then up here on the north end, they'll be coming out of Talladega into Clay County. Now, there's nothing tornadic along this line of thunderstorms. We're just basically looking at extremely heavy rainfall and maybe some gusty winds with this line as well. And we switch over to the base velocity. We can take a sneak peek at some of the winds. Understand this is up at radar beam height. This is not necessarily at the ground, but we've got some 30, 40 mile per hour winds along the leading edge of this line in places. So at the ground, that's probably going to equate to about 20, 25 miles per hour. Then we get up around Talladega, up at radar height. We're up there in the 50 to 60 mile per hour category. But again, that's up in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's not necessarily at the ground. We could have some winds up here along the I-20 corridor, Anniston, Heflin, Talladega, Center Point, Ragland, Jacksonville, that could be in the 30, 40 mile per hour range. And then as we move a little bit further to the south down there around Chilton County, around Clanton, the winds, they back off a little bit. Maybe we've got some 15 to 25 mile per hour wind gust in those areas. Then let's go back to the reflectivity and move a little bit further to the southwest. We do have a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect. This is the only warning in the state of Alabama at this hour. And this is going to be a severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Marengo and southern or south central Hale County. Those two counties has been canceled. The severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 8:30 this morning for southern Perry and Dallas counties. At 8:02, Severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Marion Junction to near Orville, or to 8 miles west of Danley Reservoir to near Yellow Bluff, moving to the east at about 45 miles per hour. The hazard with this line of storms, 60-mile-per-hour wind gust, and very heavy rainfall. So if you're in Selma, Alabama, you have got a very strong line of thunderstorms just to your west, moving off to the east, and they will be moving through the Selma area here in just the next few minutes or so. And then we look back to the southwest down into Mississippi, and we're looking at this from the Birmingham radar, so you can't see everything that's down here. We got a pretty good cluster of thunderstorms between Slidell and Bogalusa. That's in Mississippi, or Louisiana, I'm sorry. But there's no warnings down there, so we don't have any warnings. So we don't have any tornado warnings. There's not a tornado warning anywhere across Alabama or Georgia at this hour, and so that's good news. I'm going to switch from NextRad back over to the composite so you can see the big picture overall. It'll take just a second to load. There we go. So you can see Greenville, North Carolina, all the way across North Georgia, and then down across East Alabama, Central Alabama, stretching all the way back into southern Mississippi, Louisiana, to a point near New Orleans, and then way out into the Gulf of America. I mean, that's a pretty wide, broad line of thunderstorms. But again, the good news is we have no tornado warnings. The only warning we have in the state of Alabama is that severe thunderstorm warning for that cluster of storms that's just west of Selma, moving off to the east. That'll affect Dallas County, Selma. If it holds together, most likely will affect Montgomery in the next hour or so. And then we have that special weather statement for that line of storms stretching from Anniston all the way back down to around Clanton. And that also is moving off to the east. So that eventually is going to affect Clay County, Coosa, Tallapoosa, if it holds together, Randolph, Chambers, maybe northern Lee, and then eventually, if it holds together, we may see it over here in West Georgia as well. So that's kind of where we stand right now. I'm going to put this in motion so you can get a sense of the direction that this is moving. And we're just kind of watching this together to see how this is going to evolve this morning. We do have a tornado watch that's valid until 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern this morning. There it is. And you can pick out your community on the map. If you're shaded in yellow, you are covered under the tornado watch that's in effect until 10 a.m. Central, 11 a.m. Eastern this morning. In our coverage area, basically covers Carroll, Cleburne, Calhoun, Talladega, Clay, Randolph, Hurd, Tallapoosa, Coosa, Chilton, Autauga, and Elmore. This has not been extended any further east so far. We will see if the Weather Service over in Peachtree City decides to extend this further to the east in time. I'll put that watch box back on the radar screen, and you can see if you're inside that purple box that you see on the screen, that is the tornado watch outline area. Again, if you're just joining us, we have been providing live coverage since about 4 a.m. this morning. Had to temporarily step away because of some issues at our 911 center up here in the Northeast Georgia mountains. I had to go respond and work with our awesome, incredible crew that is working this morning to make sure that everything was okay. We lost commercial power. We don't believe we actually lost power. We think that there was an issue with our transfer switch on our emergency backup generator. And so we had to work through that. And, of course, that caused all kind of IT problems when we lost power. And so our county IT department's there at this hour working through some of those issues. And it's certainly possible I may have to go away again once our repair crew gets on scene with our emergency backup generator. We are fearful that we may have some major issues going on with our transfer switch, and that may cause other issues trying to get that repaired. So I will hang with you as long as I possibly can. The good news here is we do not have a major outbreak of severe weather underway this morning. We've got onesies and twosies, which is exactly what I told you was going to happen. Stand by one. Okay, I'm back. And we told you that's exactly what we thought we were going to see here. And that's what we're seeing happen. We just don't have a large number of warnings coming out of the National Weather Service. And we did not anticipate this. This is not a red letter severe weather day for Alabama or Georgia. We've got a strong line of thunderstorms moving across the state of Alabama. And hey, look, once that initial line moves through your area, you're in the clear as far as the severe weather threat is concerned. Places like Birmingham, you still got a lot of rainfall coming down, but that severe threat has ended for the Birmingham area. I know you're still in the tornado watch officially, but the tornado threat has come to an end in places like Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, right down the I-20 corridor. And once that initial line of thunderstorms clears your area, then that tornado or severe thunderstorm threat will end, though you may still have moderate and heavy rainfall for several hours. The threat is right along that initial line of thunderstorms. Line of thunderstorms moving into Tallapoosa County. Right now, the Weather Service is covering that with a special weather statement, which means it's a strong thunderstorm. It's certainly worth mentioning, but it has not reached the criteria of severe. You have to have winds in excess of 58 miles per hour and hail at least 1 inch in diameter for a storm to be severe. And this line of thunderstorms so far has stayed below severe limits, but it's strong enough to issue a special weather statement to let you know that we have a heavy line of storms moving in. At the moment, there's no indication of any rotation or thunder or tornado activity with this line that is moving through southern Talladega County, about to move into Clay. And it also is marching out of Chilton County into western reaches of Coosa County at this hour. The only warning we have, the strongest thunderstorm by far in the state of Alabama at this hour, is this storm down in Dallas County. It is moving towards Selma. We're looking at about 500 strokes of lightning in this frame that we're looking at right now in the last 3 minutes. So that's a lot of lightning output. And this thing is barreling down on Selma, moving through Oroville as we speak. Again, no indications of rotation here. I mean, tornadic rotation. All thunderstorms rotate. That's normal. But we don't see any tightening. This is broad rotation that's within this storm. We see no couplet type tightening or anything like that to suggest that we have anything going on, other than maybe some damaging straight line winds in excess of 60 miles per hour and 3/4 inch hail will all be possible with this storm that's moving through Dallas County, about to move into Selma. And that's all we've got going on right now. We continue under that tornado watch until 10 a.m. this morning. If you're inside that purple outline that you see on the screen, then you are covered under that tornado watch. The watch may or may not get extended further to the east. We are watching the National Weather Service chat room to see if there's any discussion about whether or not they're going to extend it. And I'm just taking a peek into the chat room to see if there have been any updated discussions here. And I don't see any discussion about whether or not they're going to extend. Typically, the local weather service offices will coordinate with the Storm Prediction Center, and sometimes they may extend a watch, but they typically start giving us a little heads up in the chat room if they're going to do that, and I don't see any discussion about that at this time. So, but I'll keep an eye on that and give you a heads up as soon as I see it if I do. The tornado watch has been canceled now for Greene, Jefferson, Sumter, and Tuscaloosa counties of central and west Alabama. So as I just said, that severe threat has ended now in the from Birmingham west. The severe threat has ended. Hello, Bryce Barrett. Bryce is our PIO up here, White County Public Safety. And so we welcome you in, Bryce. If you haven't heard, we've had all kinds of issues at the 911 center this morning. We lost commercial power. Generator didn't fire. IT's on scene trying to get the servers back up, and we have Generac en route to fix what I think is an issue with the transfer switch. I don't think we ever really lost commercial power. I think we had a relay fail inside the transfer switch that disconnected us from commercial power, and the generator did not automatically sense that loss, so it didn't fire. We did switch back to commercial power, and about 10 or 15 minutes later, we lost it again. So I'm thinking we have a relay issue inside that transfer switch. But they're on their way to look at that. Does the Lineville side of Lake Wedowee need to worry about hail damage? Well, I don't see anything that's imminent that is headed in that direction with any significant hail. But there is a risk that we could have some hail with some of these storms. And I think the biggest risk for East Alabama is going to be this line that's moving through Sylacauga and Childersburg right now, that's headed toward East Alabama and West Georgia. So I think this is East Alabama's biggest opportunity to have severe weather right here. Once this clears East Alabama, then the threat's going to diminish significantly. And we're moving in this direction. Okay? So right now, I only have one hail marker, and that is down here north of Clanton. And let me clear the screen, and we'll go take a look at that. 70% chance of hail, probably a half inch or smaller, and that's down north of Clanton. That will probably run across northern Coosa and northern Tallapoosa, so that's not going to be an issue for Lineville. So right now, I don't see anything that is alarming as far as large hail is concerned, really anywhere across East Alabama and West Georgia. So I hope that maybe answers your question. Good morning, Newell. Good morning, Wedowee. Mike is asking, Welcome to the What About Show. That's accurate. So if you're just joining us this morning, we're broadcasting live covering some strong thunderstorms moving across central Alabama. We don't have a lot of severe weather. We only have one severe thunderstorm warning in effect right now, and that's down around Selma. That's down in Dallas County, just to the west of Montgomery. And that is this cell that you see on the screen right there. All those little bitty icons you see, those are all lightning strikes. And there are 658 of them in the last 3 minutes in this particular thunderstorm. So the thunder and lightning is horrific down here in Dallas County. All of that is moving into the Selma area. It was, 2003 on this date, or within a day or two of this date, that Selma had a pretty nasty tornado. So the 3-year anniversary of the Selma tornado. Actually, I think it was, what's today? Today's the 10th. 11th. If I remember correctly, it was on the 12th of January. So that would be Monday of the Dallas County tornado that did a lot of damage down there in Selma. So you guys are gun shy down there, and I don't blame you. Pretty spooky stuff. And this is a strong thunderstorm. Certainly cannot rule out the possibility of a quick spin-up tornado with this. But right now, we're not looking at a tornado warning. I'll switch over to the back to the next rad, and let's look at the velocity on this. And, look at that, though. Wow. So it's very windy in Selma right this minute. And along that leading edge, we're looking at some 50 to 60 mile per hour winds along the leading edge of this line of thunderstorms. Now, that's at the radar beam height. That doesn't mean that we have 60 mile per hour winds or 70 mile per hour winds at the surface. But certainly some 50 and 60 mile per hour winds at the surface would be plausible. Because what happens is we have these winds in the upper levels of the atmosphere, and then where we have that very heavy rainfall, that rain can push some of that wind to the surface. And there's no question we have very heavy rainfall in that area. So some 50 to 60 mile per hour wind gusts there at Craigfield and Selma, certainly a possibility for the next 5-10 minutes or so as this line of storms move through. Oh, you want some arrows, do you? All right, hang on. Remy needs me to go into art class here so she can tell what's going on. Remy's up here in Lee County, up at Beans Mill. All right, so here's your line of thunderstorms down around Selma, and they're moving in this direction. Now, they're moving, this line of storms, Remy, is moving in the general direction of Lee County, where you're at. But you got to understand, this is at least a couple of hours away. And odds are this line of thunderstorms won't look anything like it looks right now by the time it gets over here into Lee County. Weather is fluid. It's constantly changing. And so this will probably look a lot different by the time it gets to Lee County. We'll watch it, though. So all of these thunderstorms are moving in the direction of the arrows that I'm drawing on the screen. So you folks in Alexander City, get ready. Line of heavy thunderstorms off to your west, moving in your direction. Ashland, you got a little rain around right now. Roanoke, Wadley, Wedowee, Lafayette, Auburn, Opelika, all you folks over here in East Alabama, this entire line is rotating in your direction. At the moment, we have no tornado warnings. The only warning of any kind is a severe thunderstorm warning that's in effect for Dallas County, and that's because of winds in excess of 60 miles per hour. Yeah, January 10th last year, 1 year ago today, there was some snow around. That is correct. Raining sideways in Sylacauga. Things will start improving in Sylacauga here pretty quick. There you go. And that's why it's raining sideways in Sylacauga. Look at all those reds and purples. That is very, very heavy rain. That's rainfall probably at a rate of around 1.5 inches per hour. These storms are very proficient in their rain production this morning. It's a lot like tropical systems. When we get those feeder bands off of the tropical storms, when you just almost have a completely saturated column where there's just a solid stream of water from the cloud to the ground. Now, that's what we're seeing this morning. So it's very easy to pick up a couple of inches of rain in, an hour, hour and a half. And of course, the ground being saturated from the rain we had during the overnight, there's just nowhere for the water to go except to run off into creeks and streams and pond on the roadways. So you got to be really careful out there this morning with flash flooding and hydroplaning if you're out there on the road. Best idea, don't travel this morning. Let's wait until all this is over with. So I'm going to turn the tornado watch box off so that we can see things a little bit better. So, all right, the special weather statement has been extended. A strong thunderstorm or strong thunderstorms will impact northern Autauga, northwestern Elmore, Chilton, Talladega, south central Calhoun, eastern Shelby, southwestern St. Clair, Coosa, and western Clay counties through 8:30 this morning. So we got about another 5 minutes on that. I think we will get a new special weather statement here in any moment. It's probably going to cover the rest of Clay and maybe even over into Randolph, if they choose to extend that special weather statement. We do have an extension on the severe thunderstorm warning. It's now all the way over to about Montgomery. The National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Autauga, southern Chilton, east central Perry, Lowndes, and eastern Dallas County in south central Alabama until 9:15 a.m. this morning. At 8:26, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from near Paul M. Grist State Park to near Selma, to near Dallas Lake, to near Danley Reservoir, moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. 60 mile per hour wind gust is going to be the main hazard for this particular storm. It's going to impact locations such as Prattville, Selma, Millbrook, Haneyville. Hanley played a football game down there one time. I remember it well. Deatsville, Autaugaville, Whitehall, Billingsley, Lounsboro, Autauga County Airport, Marbury. These are all locations within the path of this storm. And I just want you to look at the lightning output on this Dallas County storm. That's just incredible. 1,026 strokes of lightning just in the last 3 minutes. 3 minutes. So that is continuous lightning. It's just solid thunder and lightning. And that stretches from Selma up to the north. And that is moving out of Perry into western Autauga County and over into eastern Dallas County. And the warning now has been expanded to the east, all the way over to about Millbrook or just east of Prattville, and to a point just to the west of Montgomery. And that's the only severe weather warning we have in the state of Alabama at this hour. Cleburne County is in the house. Jessica, it's moving through Selma as we speak. Oh, you said Salem. I'm sorry. I'm with you. I'm tracking. Oh, you're still 50 miles an hour. Yeah, you're still a couple hours away from this stuff getting over there in Lee County and down toward Columbus. You're welcome, Nikki. Awfully glad that you're with us. Alabama currently has 14,235 customers without power. And it sounds like a lot, but out of 2.5 million customers, that's really that's less than 1%. But yeah, there's 14,235 without power in the state of Alabama at this hour. Weather Service at Peachtree City advising us that they have taken a couple of lightning hits this morning at the National Weather Service office there in Peachtree City. I will say welcome to the club. We've had the same issue up here in northeast Georgia. So they're having some radar dissemination issues, but they're hoping to have all that back online here pretty soon. Okay, we have, I think this is going to be a special weather statement. We do. We have a new special weather statement just issued, and this is going to include all of Clay. It's going to pretty much include all of Randolph, eastern, central and eastern Coosa, pretty much central and middle Tallapoosa and northwest Chambers, and a little bit of southern Calhoun and Cleburne, and maybe extreme eastern Talladega County. That is for this line of thunderstorms that we've been talking about that is moving from west to east. Let me put the arrows on here for Remy. Here we go. So this line of thunderstorms moving in that direction. So you see that blue box that covers the entire area. And that is a special weather statement that has just been issued or extended further to the east by the National Weather Service. Remember, special weather statement simply means that, hey, this is a strong line of thunderstorms. It's not quite strong enough to meet severe criteria, but we need to let you know that there's a line of heavy thunderstorms moving in your direction. 30, 40 mile per hour wind gust will certainly be plausible along this line of thunderstorms that's moving off to the east at about 50 miles per hour. Let's see. Doppler radar is tracking a strong thunderstorm along a line extending from near Waldo to 10 miles east of Sycamore to Parkdale to near Bentleyville to near Winona. Movement is to the east at 40 miles per hour. So there you go. Yes, I do have a cat. Hey, Mufasa. All right, so we're gonna. I think we're about to introduce him, to you guys. So we rescued a Maine Coon cat. And this joker is basically a baby lion. And I think producer Tracy is coming up the stairs. Here we go. And there is Ozzy Mufasa. Now that you see my hand, that gives you a pretty good idea of how big this baby lion is. There's the paw. He is huge. But this is my buddy right here. So, producer Tracy, huge Ozzy Osbourne fan. So she wanted to name him Ozzy. His name when he came to us was Mufasa. So he's got Ozzy Mufasa. Dr. Don Weathercat. This is the sweetest animal I think we have ever had. We have outdoor cats. We live out in the middle of nowhere. But Ozzy Moof gets to hang out inside. Ozzy's a little bit special. He weighs 19.8 pounds. Actually, probably a little over 20 pounds now. We took him when we rescued him and took him to the vet. And did all of his checkups, make sure he was current on all of his shots. He weighed 19.8 pounds. You got milk on your chin? Yes. Look real close. You'll see milk right there. This cat is obsessed with ham. Never seen anything like it. And will knock you down if you open the refrigerator door. Love some ham. Thunder Buddy mascot, Ozzy Mufasa, my buddy. Well, there's one thing about a cat. They have personalities. They are unique and different. I mean, I'm a dog lover too, but, cats, they all have different personalities. But that is the absolute most docile, sweet, and loving cat I think we've ever had. Yeah, Deborah, Ozzy is spoiled too, beyond belief. Hey, Terry and Equality, thank you for watching us over there. We really pay a lot of attention to that part of Alabama because that's where all the weather that ends up in East Alabama and West Georgia comes from the Equality area over there in Elmore County. So, yeah, and I'm originally from Prattville, down in Autauga County. That's where I went to school. That's where I was born and raised. So I watch that whole area of Alabama very closely. My father still lives in Prattville. So I keep up with that part of the country. Everything is okay in Roanoke at the moment, but you've got that line of thunderstorms right there that's moving in your direction. So weather will be going downhill in places like Lineville, Ashland, Mountain Community, Alexander City, eventually Wedowee, Wadley, Woodland, Roanoke, and even over here in Camp Hill, Pennon, Abanda, Lafayette. Heads up. You've got that strong line of thunderstorms moving in your direction. Now, it is below severe limits. We're not talking about tornadoes right here. We're talking about gusty winds, 30, maybe 40 miles per hour, and torrential rainfall. See several people asking questions about their NOAA weather radio with static. Some of the transmitter sites may have been hit by lightning and they may have temporarily gone off the air, but they'll come back. Carrollton, you've got some showers just to your west, nothing of any great significance, but I mean, it's going to start raining again in Carrollton within the next 30 or 40 minutes. And, the north end of this line doesn't look quite as strong as the southern end. So right now I would expect rain to start in western Carroll County, right there along the Alabama state line in the next 10 minutes, and then in the Carrollton proper area in the next 30 minutes. So without question, the two strongest areas of weather in Alabama right now would be this line that extends from Anniston all the way back to just east of Clanton. That's moving east. That's going to move right across our core counties of the Dr. Don coverage area. But that's just a special weather statement. It's just a little bit below severe limits. And then we have that severe thunderstorm warning that continues for Dallas County up into southern Autauga County, or up into Autauga County. That's going to move right across Prattville and Montgomery. And that's the only warning we have in the state of Alabama right now. No way of knowing what this storm's going to look like when it moves through Lee County. I mean, odds are it's going to look like it looks right now. Which is a solid line, so it won't be necessarily hit and miss. I think the entire county will deal with it when it moves through. That's going to probably be I don't know exactly what time she's going to be traveling I-65 coming back from Mobile, but if it's going to be any time in the next couple of hours, it's going to be pretty wet. See, Cassandra had to go there. You know, if it thunders in the old saying, it thunder in January means snow in the next 7 to 10 days. So she's asking that question. Yeah, if you've been looking at social media this morning, there are a lot of folks out there that's showing a couple of models that try to squeeze out some flakes next week toward the middle or latter part of next week. It's too early, folks, to tell you with any great confidence. That's just a model run. That is not a forecast. Right now, the official forecast does not have anything in it about snow. We'll keep watching it. No, the tornado watch has not been lifted for Randolph County. The only locations that are no longer under the tornado watch are from Birmingham west back into Mississippi. I've got the watch box turned off. Now it's back on. The tornado watch is in effect until 10 a.m. this morning. I never did let the chickens out this morning. They're still in the coop. They're not very happy with me at the moment, but we didn't let them out this morning. Thanks. Yeah, and as we told everybody last night and again this morning, I think the biggest threat is going to be flash flooding. And as Candy has just pointed out in the chat room, she lives up there in extreme northwest Talladega County. She says northeast Talladega County, but there is a flood warning up there that stretches basically from Leeds over to Center Point and then back down to Vincent, just north of Childersburg. And so that's a flash flood warning. And we have already had over 3 inches of rain in those areas, and some locations have gotten much more than that. And the rain continues, but the severe threat has ended up there in the northern Talladega County area. So if you are west of this dark red line of thunderstorms, then the severe threat has ended for your area. I would call Talladega in the clear. Sylacauga is in the clear. Childersburg is in the clear. Clanton, you're on the backside of it. Another 10 minutes, you'll be in the clear. Places like Montevallo, Alabaster, Birmingham. Sure, it's still raining in those locations, but the severe threat is over here along this line of thunderstorms, and that is racing off to the east at about 40, 50 miles per hour. Hey, Miss Anya. Looks pretty stormy for Clay County at the moment. The line of storms moving into Lineville and Ashland. If you're back over here on the stair step, you're pretty much out of the severe threat, even though you may still have some thunder and lightning going on over there. The severe threat is right along this leading edge that's moving into the Delta, Lineville, Ashland areas as we speak. Heads up news site. This is about to move through your area. It's storming pretty good right now in Goodwater. Alexander City. This is about to move into downtown Alex City. But again, it's the only warning we have is for this complex moving through Autauga, eastern Dallas, and about to move into Lowndes County and maybe western Montgomery County. That's the only warning we have in the state of Alabama at this hour. I'm going to turn that tornado watch box back off because it makes it a little easier to see without that being on. RJ, same thing for Chambers County as everybody else. You're in the tornado watch, so though it's not a large threat for tornadoes, there is a chance we could have a tornado or two as this line of storms moves into Chambers County. We're probably another 30 or 45 minutes away from it getting into Chambers County. Should be moving into Heflin about now. Georgia line depends on where on the Georgia line you are. If you're on the north side up there around Carrollton, the convection's about to move in now. If you're back down toward maybe Columbus, you got a couple of hours before this line gets over there. Angela, you're in West Georgia. Same thing for all of East Alabama and West Georgia. Line of thunderstorms with gusty winds, generally speaking, 20, 30, maybe 40 miles per hour. But because we have a particular atmospheric conditions here, there is the possibility of a spin-up tornado or two. But now understand, Troup County is not included in that watch. Heard County is and Carroll County is, but everybody else in West Georgia not covered under that tornado watch. And we're kind of waiting to see if they're going to extend this any further to the east. And I'll be honest with you, if they were going to, or if they are going to, I think it'll happen in the next 15 to 30 minutes because this line is getting awfully close to the Georgia state line. And quite honestly, I would have thought they would have already done that if they're going to. So I'm not convinced they're going to extend the watch any further into Georgia. We'll see. I'm watching the chat room to see if there's any discussion about that. Seeing reports of some flooding on Bagwell Road in Carroll County. Report is that it is closed due to flooding, and that's according to Carroll County Emergency Management. Okay, so that's good news from our 911 center. Our CAD system is back up. Yeah, if we can get the transfer switch fixed, we'll be in good shape. Yeah, Kay, it should start raining in the mountain community here in just any moment. I mean, it's literally knocking on your door. So here are some times for this line of thunderstorms. Now, these are general times, okay? Not exact. Moving into the Ashland area now, Alexander City, right about now. Moving into Lineville now. Wadley by about 9:15. Wedowee by about 9:17. And Ranburne around 9:28. You should be on the back side of this by 1 o'clock in Sharpsburg. It'll probably be raining at 1 o'clock, but I think the severe threat will have already pushed through by that time. And I got a special weather statement up here. Excuse me. Let's switch to Atlanta for a minute. Let me take a look at this. So the Dr. Don studios are right there. That's Dahlonega. Those of you who know where Dahlonega is located. Well, our studios are located right there in the corner of White, Lumpkin, and Hall County, just to the northwest of Claremont, just north of Gainesville, Georgia. There's Cleveland, and then Helen is up there just north of Cleveland. Our studios are right there. So you see what's coming my way. That is extremely heavy rainfall. That is very, very heavy rainfall. And that is probably going to cause some flooding issues as it moves through this part of my area of responsibility up here in North Georgia. So I may have to duck out of here. In the next few minutes or so. But there you go. That's what's happening currently. Thank you, Stephanie. Yeah, Taylor, you're probably right. We've already had probably, I hadn't looked at the rain gauge. I'll go take a look. I'm about to take a break. I'll check the rain gauge when I'm on break. But I would venture to say we've probably already gotten at least a couple of inches of rain up here in the last 6 hours or so. And then we got that big one coming through. I know I had to go to the 911 center a few minutes ago. There was a lot of water up here. So I'm going to take a quick break. I got a couple things I need to take care of on my end. I'm going to leave the radar up, and I will be back in just a few minutes. We'll continue our live coverage here on Dr. Don's weather across East Alabama and West Georgia. Stay with us. welcome back to Severe Weather Coverage on Dr. Don's Weather. And while I was away, we have a major development here. We have a tornado warning that has been issued for portions of central Alabama, and this includes Elmore County, places like Wetumpka and Eclectic, and right there on the Autauga County, Elmore County line, just north of Prattville. And let me read the verbiage to you now. So the National Weather Service in Birmingham has issued a tornado warning for northeastern Autauga County in central Alabama and central Elmore County in east central Alabama until 9:45 a.m. this morning. At 8:59, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located near Booth, or 9 miles northwest of Prattville, moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. Flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed if a tornado develops. And we could expect damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles, and tree damage is likely as well. This will affect locations such as Millbrook, Wetumpka, Deedsville, Eclectic, Sandtuck, Jordan Lake, Blue Ridge, Western Lake Martin, Hopeville, Wetumpka Municipal Airport, Jordan Dam, Walsboro, there in Elmore County. Again, that is a tornado warning now issued for eastern Elmore County. If you're over here in Wetumpka, anywhere along Highway 431 from Wetumpka up to the Coosa County, Elmore County line, you should be in your safe place. If you're over here in Eclectic, you need to pay attention to what's going on. Are we on? No, we're on NextRad. Okay, that's good. Let me go to the base velocity. And yeah, this is not a classic look, but it's there. If we have a tornado here, it's going to be right there. And this is going to be moving in this direction. We have incoming at about 43 miles per hour and outgoing at around 20, 30 miles per hour. That's not an indication of the strength. That just tells us we do have rotation in this storm. And so the structure looks good. We have lightning to the north. We have a hail core. And there is your possible tornado right there. Again, that's a tornado warning for Elmore County there in central Alabama. We also have a severe thunderstorm warning that's a little broader. That covers the Tallahassee area, back over to around Tuskegee, down to Shorter, all of Montgomery. And it gets up into Autauga County as well. Now, it is certainly storming in Prattville, but this potential tornado is up around Booth. That's going to be about 10 miles to the northeast of downtown Prattville. And this will continue across northern Elmore County. If you're in Wetumpka, this is probably going to cross 231 north of Wetumpka, but you're close enough. You need to be in your safe place. Hang on, I got to take this call. Okay, sorry about that, folks. Got a lot going on. Got things happening up here, and we've got weather happening as well. You see the scroll there at the bottom of the screen. We have a tornado warning that's now in effect for Elmore County for a potential tornado that's going to be crossing over 231 here at any moment, just north of Wetumpka, and it's moving in the general direction of Eclectic. So if you are in the Eclectic area of Elmore County, you need to be in your safe place. That's going to be the center of the lowest floor, a basement if you have one. You want to be away from exterior walls and windows, obviously. A hallway, a bathroom, a closet. Those are all good ideas. Make sure that you carry something with you to soften blow in case that we have construction material flying around you. You want to make sure that you have blankets, pillows, baby bed mattress, futon mattress, any type of head cover, baseball helmets, motorcycle helmets. Those are all good ideas. Make sure you carry your cell phone with you, bottled water, and if you have something that can make a loud noise, such as a whistle, carry that with you as well. This is a tornado warning that was just issued by the National Weather Service office out of Birmingham, Alabama. We've got folks in the room that's up there in that area around Slapout, Holtville, right there on the western side of Lake Martin. I'm sorry, Lake Jordan. And you guys want to be in your safe place because this is moving directly over you. So Brian Gibbs is in the room with us, and Brian's right there in the path of this thing. Brian, I hope that you're in your safe place. And we would love for you to keep us updated as this thing moves through, but we don't want you to do anything dangerous. You need to be in your safe place. Slapout is southwest of Anniston by a good ways. It's back down in central Alabama. It's in northern well, it's right there around Deatsville, right there on Lake Jordan. To the northeast of Prattville, north of Millbrook, to the northwest of Wetumpka. Again, if you're just joining us, tornado warning now issued by the National Weather Service out of Birmingham for Elmore County for a potential tornado. And it would be right there. That is your tornado. And it's moving off to the northeast. Let me zoom out a little bit. And that's kind of the path we're talking about right there. In the eclectic area around 9:34. Then if it continues to the east, Notasulga around 10 a.m., Camp Hill maybe around 10:04, and Lochapoka around 10:06 this morning. Not time for you folks over in Notasulga, Camp Hill, or Lochapoka to go to your safe place. But if you're in eclectic, you certainly need to. The core of this storm is going to pass north of Wetumpka, crossing over 231. They're just a handful of miles north of Wetumpka, crossing over Lake Jordan near Holtville or Slapout. Those of you who have spent any time in Elmore County or Autauga County, you know where Slapout's at. Special weather statement does continue now for Randolph County. Got a heavy thunderstorm moving through right there at Woodland. From Woodland down to about Needham's Hill on 431. Pretty strong thunderstorm. Heads up, Ephesus. That's moving right directly to you. Roanoke, it's about to move into your area. And Wadley is right in the middle of a heavy part of it as well. But that part, not tornadic. The only thunderstorm that has so far been producing severe weather is this complex that moved through Dallas, Autauga, and now moving into Elmore County. And the only central Alabama tornado warning we have had today is currently underway. It's in effect for another 24 minutes, and this storm crossing over Lake Jordan as we speak, headed in the general direction of Eclectic. You need to be in a safe place. Folks, if I'm not talking about your particular area, then you have nothing to worry about. When we have tornado warnings, we focus on that particular storm because that's where the life-threatening weather is taking place. If I'm not calling the name of your town at this moment, you have nothing to fear. We have a dangerous situation unfolding here in Elmore County, and officially Elmore's not in our coverage area, but that's where our weather comes from. And this is the only life-threatening weather we have ongoing in the state of Alabama at the moment. So we focus all of our attention on this particular storm. If you have loved ones or friends that live anywhere around Eclectic, Alabama, you got to call them. You got to be a hero. You got to make sure that they know what's going on. And I'll tell you, this thing's tightened up a little bit. It looks a little more impressive than it did just a few moments ago. And it's right here, just crossed over Highway 231 there, maybe 5, 6, 7 miles north of Wetumpka. And it continues off to the east. This would be your potential tornado, and it's moving in this direction. So next it will cross over Highway 9. And then eventually it'll cross over 63. That's that road that comes out of Wetumpka and goes up to Wind Creek. So it'll be crossing over that area here in the next 10 minutes or so, right there at Eclectic, Alabama, which is down there in Elmore County. Woodland, you've got a very heavy thunderstorm moving through, but it's not severe. There is some wind in it, 30, 40 mile per hour wind gusts certainly possible. Go back to the Weather Service chat room. Let's see what they're talking about here. All right, so the Weather Service is telling us that the rotation has broadened somewhat, but they are continuing to monitor it, and they have recorded a report from someone in Deatsville who measured a 60 mile per hour wind gust in the general area of where this storm possibly began to produce a tornado. If you're around Kalijah, Children's Harbor, there on Lake Martin, you need to really be paying attention to this as well. All right, so from the National Weather Service out of Birmingham, they are going to allow the current tornado warning to remain in place, but they do not have any plans to extend it any further downstream at this time. Rotation continues to become less organized, but they're still noticing some 50 and 60 knot winds at about 1,200 feet. So that's the latest from the National Weather Service. So this area right here, I'm going to put this in motion so we can kind of watch it evolve. Is, according to the National Weather Service, is a little bit broader than they like to see for an official tornado warning. But at about 1,200 feet, they're still seeing 50 and 60 knot winds. So that's, around 70 miles per hour. So they're going to hold on to this tornado warning, but they're telling us that at the moment they do not anticipate pushing this any further downstream. So that's good news. A tornado warning remains in effect until 9:45 a.m. for central Elmore County. At 9:19, which was about 5 minutes ago, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over 10 Cedar Estates, or near Wetumpka. That would be north of Wetumpka, moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. So there you go. Okay, let's go back over to the reflectivity. I'm going to zoom back out. Let's go up here and talk about East Alabama. We've got a pretty heavy line of thunderstorms moving through Randolph County right now. And I apologize for not spending much time on that, but anytime there's a tornado warning, that's going to take precedence over everything because that is life-threatening. This line of thunderstorms moving through Randolph is stretching from Ranburne all the way down to Gray Hill, then down to a point just east of Woodland, about to move into Georgia there at Ephesus, and then right down 87, Big Springs, Omaha, and then it curves back across 431 about Needham's Hill, or just north of Roanoke, maybe Crystal Lake, and then back to around Dickert out there on Highway 22, then all the way back into Tallapoosa County near Newsite, and then down to a point near Alexander City. Now, anywhere along this line, and I mean even up here in Carroll County, Bremen down to Carrollton, Bowden, Ranburne, all of these areas here, you could certainly experience 30, 40 mile per hour wind gust, torrential rainfall, and some small hail. But there is no indication of rotation anywhere along this line of thunderstorms. And it is below severe limits at the moment. And all of this is about to move into Georgia. Now, once that line clears your home, the severe weather threat has ended. The severe weather threat for Clay County is over. You folks in Lineville, Ashland, Delta, even down here in the mountain community, you've still got rain, but the severe threat has ended for your area. For the most part, Lake Wedowee, the severe weather threat has ended. Fuller's Crossroads, you're out of that severe weather threat. Wedowee, you'll be out of the threat here in just the next few minutes or so. West Roanoke, all the way back over toward Wadley. This thing is yet to move through your area. It's on the way. Ongoing in Wadley, Corinth, Friendship Community, all the way back up to Crystal Lake. Just copious amounts of rain falling right now. Goodwater, you're in the clear. Newsite, you will be in the clear in about 10 minutes. Alexander City just started for you, probably about 15 or 20 minutes, and you'll be in the clear. The storm hasn't made it to Dadeville just yet, has not made it to Lafayette just yet. Obviously hasn't made it across Tallahassee, Notasulga, Auburn, Opelika. You hadn't received any of this just yet. It's coming. Our tornado warning continues for Elmore County. And if you're in Eclectic or anywhere close to Eclectic, you need to be in your safe place until this warning expires. And that will happen at 9:45. So we've got about 18 more minutes before this warning expires. And I'm sitting here watching the National Weather Service chat room. And the latest information they gave us on this warning is that the rotation has broadened significantly, which means we don't have a tight circulation like we once had. So odds are we don't have a tornado on the ground, but it's still marginal enough to where they're going to leave that warning in place until it expires at 9:45. So to take the course of least regret, which is what you should always do, if you're over here in Eclectic and points north, even down here to Highway 14, I would go ahead and go to my safe place and remain there until this line of storms clears. Now, Wetumpka, you're okay. The severe threat has ended for you. The Highway 231 corridor from Wetumpka all the way up to Rockford, you're okay. The severe weather threat has passed you. You're in the clear. Incredible amount of lightning taking place with this storm. We're talking 773 strokes of lightning in the last 3 minutes. This line of storms will continue to advance, and we do have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect for Tallahassee up into southern Tallapoosa County, down there in the boot of Tallapoosa County, extreme northern Coosa County, and that extends back down I-85 corridor, Tuskegee, Shorter, back to Montgomery. If you're on I-85 traveling toward Montgomery from Auburn, you're going to drive right into the face of this thing. Best idea is to get off the interstate somewhere down here and let this thing pass you. You don't want to be out there driving in this kind of weather. So we're going to kind of watch now and see if the Weather Service extends the severe thunderstorm warning any further to the east with this entire line of storms advancing to the east. That's what we're looking at. When this initial line of storms passes your house, that severe threat has ended. Now we're going to have several hours of rain behind it. But this is where the severe weather threat is. If you're inside of those two lines that I've drawn on the screen, that's where the severe weather threat is located. And that is moving at about 40 miles per hour. Off to the east, maybe a little bit north of due east. And once the backside of this clears your home or your place of business or wherever you're located, then the severe weather threat's done. The Weather Service is canceling the tornado watch behind this line of thunderstorms. So if there's going to be any severe weather, it's going to happen in and just in advance of this line of thunderstorms. This stuff back here in West Alabama will continue to move into East Alabama, but this is just rain. This is nothing severe. Come on, Remy. You're going to be all right. Don't be sick to your stomach. Here's the positive thing. This is the only complex along this entire line that has produced a tornado or a possible tornado today. So that tells me this is where the bulk of the energy is. And this is weakening. At least the circulation is weakening in that line right there. So it's not like we have multiple spots along this line where we're seeing tornadoes pop up. This is without question the strongest part of this entire line as it moves through Alabama. Right there, inside that circle. That's where the show is right now. Now, this stuff to the north is certainly strong, but it's not tornadic strong. Even the stuff to the south down there is strong, but it's not tornadic strong. This is the only part of the line at the moment that has the potential of developing a small spin-up tornado. We think that's happened in Elmore County. I'm just looking at the website, the National Weather Service chat room, and I see no reports of any damage or any issues associated with the possible tornado. I am seeing a lot of photographs of flooded roadways, which is exactly what I expected would be our number one threat today. And so far, that's played out. This is not a red letter severe weather day. This is not a widespread, we got tornadoes everywhere kind of Saturday. That's not what we're looking at, and I don't anticipate that changing. Once this line passes your area, you're in the clear. I don't care what the watch says or where they extend it to. They have to put a time on it. And but that is just for logistic purposes. That doesn't mean it's going to storm in that area until that time. So tornado watch number 3 does remain in effect until 1 p.m. Central. That would be 2 p.m. Eastern for you Georgia counties that are involved in this, which is Heard and Carroll in our coverage area. So they did extend it. It was set to expire at 10 a.m., which I think would have been perfectly fine, but they have extended it to 1 p.m. But unless we have strengthening back here on the back side, once this initial line moves through your area, you're in the clear. And right now, I don't see strengthening on the backside. Going to put all this in motion so you can kind of get a sense for the direction it's moving. And I believe we just lost the tornado warning. And we did. All right, so the tornado warning has been allowed to expire, so we no longer have a tornado warning. All we have is I don't mean to say it like that because I don't want to sound like I'm minimizing it. What we have now is a severe thunderstorm warning. And that warning is valid until 9:45. So they're about to do something with this warning as well. Whether they extend it further east or not, we'll see here in just a few minutes. Okay, so they're telling us that they are working on a new downstream severe thunderstorm warning with a possible tornado tag. All right, so here it is. It'll populate on the screen here in just a few minutes. Severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Elmore County in east central Alabama, Lee County in east central Alabama, Macon County, Tallapoosa County, Southern Chambers, northeastern Montgomery, and northeastern Russell. Valid until 10:30 this morning. At 9:38, a severe thunderstorm and severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from Wind Creek State Park to near Martin Dam to near Tallahassee to near Titusville to Montgomery, moving to the east at about 50 miles per hour. The main hazard with this thunderstorm is 60 mile per hour winds, but it does have a possible tornado tag, meaning that there is some rotation with this storm. However, it is broad rotation. So this is just a heads up that there could be a small tornado involved with this storm. And there's the new warning right there. All right, so this is going to be from Alexander City over to Lafayette and Lynette, and then right down the Georgia state line and curving back near Salem, Alabama, and then back down into Russell County between Union Springs and Tuskegee. So here's the new severe thunderstorm warning with that possible tornado tag. And I'm going to do a little artwork here to make it a little easier to see. There you go. So if you live inside of that white box I just put on the screen, you're involved in this severe thunderstorm warning. Places like Tuskegee, Lochapoka, Notasulga, Auburn, Opelika, Beans Mill, Camp Hill, Lynette, Valley, West Point, you guys are right there on the edge of this. Back up to Alexander City. That's the severe thunderstorm warning watch box for you. Zoom back out. We still have that line of heavy storms up in Randolph, Northern Chambers, but it is below severe limits. Matter of fact, the heaviest part of this has already moved into Georgia, coming down good in Carrollton, down to central Hatchie, and then curving down across northern Heard County to about Franklin, and then back into Randolph County, up there around Weehadkee, about to move into Rock Mills, moving through Roanoke at this hour. Wedowee, you're about to be on the good side of things. And even though we still have moderate to heavy rainfall occurring back to the west, you guys are out of the severe weather threat. I'm going to switch to Atlanta radar for just a second and take a peek at North Georgia. There's Helen, there's Cleveland. The Dr. Don studios are right there. There's Dahlonega. And right now, this just all looks like heavy rainfall. I don't see anything of any, I don't see anything that concerns me there with any rotation anywhere in North Georgia. It's just all heavy rainfall. And the lightning output is not bad at all. I mean, we're looking at the entire northern part of Georgia. We've only got 38 lightning strokes in the last 3 minutes. Just had one just north of Helen. And most of that 38's down here around Jasper. So the lightning output not that bad either across North Georgia. So we have a flood warning now that's been issued for Atlanta proper. Let's see, flash flood warning for Cherokee County in north central Georgia until 4:30. Okay, that's north of Atlanta. I'm sorry. I looked at that wrong. That's up here around Cherokee County. And flash flood warning up there around Cartersville also. Okay, here comes a special weather statement. This is going to catch southern Heard and Carroll County, and then it extends all the way up to Fairburn. A special weather statement from the National Weather Service out of Peachtree City for that line of storms currently coming through Carrollton, stretching down toward Franklin. That's moving off to the northeast. That's going to be headed pretty much directly toward Atlanta. There we go. All right, Randolph County is reporting a tree down on power lines at 11-824 Highway 48. Tree blocking the entire roadway at 1188 County Road 46. And tree down in a roadway at County Road 67, close to Country Club Road. That is in Randolph County. We're being told that the sirens in Elmore County are still going off. Wow. So if you're in Elmore County and your siren is, your outdoor warning sirens are still going off from the earlier tornado warning, they may have reactivated because of that tornado tag on that second severe thunderstorm warning. I'm not sure what kind of encoder Elmore County EMA uses for their siren system, but I'm wondering, because that new severe thunderstorm warning does catch part of eastern Elmore County, it does have a tornado tag, so they may have reactivated. But if they've been going nonstop for the last 10 or 15 minutes, then yeah, there's a problem. And your local emergency management agency should probably be contacted. I wouldn't call 911. They're probably overwhelmed with other things at this point and don't need that. Regina's got her What About shirt on this morning. Good job. If you don't have your What About shirts, go over to our weather store and get you one so you can boast it proudly next time we cover severe weather. It has calmed down considerably in West Roanoke. Now, the only warning we have right now is going to be this severe thunderstorm warning. Basically, moving through Tallahassee, about to move into western Lee County, down there at Notasulga, and headed toward the campus there at Auburn University. Now, this line of thunderstorms is bowing, so it's got some wind involved in it. It did produce a possible tornado, 30 minutes or so ago back over Elmore County. But that rotation has become very broad, The lightning output has substantially decreased, and so the Weather Service not comfortable with continuing with a tornado warning. So they went with a severe thunderstorm warning with the potential of a embedded tornado, though the indications are not real good that we have a tornado in this storm. Taking a look at the power outages in Alabama, it's pretty easy to see where that storm tracked through Autauga, Elmore, Tallapoosa. That's where the majority of the power outages are in the state of Alabama. Here's a quick look at Toomer's Corner. Actually got some breaks in the clouds down there. Wow. And that line of thunderstorms will be moving pretty much directly at the camera as it gets a little bit closer. This is one of those situations where the sun really isn't going to have a whole lot to do with things. I'm not overly concerned that some of you have sunshine right now. All right, so heads up, Georgia. National Weather Service is about to extend the tornado watch southward, and so there's going to be more of West Georgia that is going to be covered here in the watch. I think Troop, Meriwether, Coweta, and maybe Harris is going to be included in this tornado watch expansion that's about to come out from the National Weather Service, and they're going to extend it through about 2 p.m. Eastern. Also, for those of you over in northeast Georgia, a flood warning, a flash flood warning, is on the way for Dawson, East Pickens, and West Lumpkin County. There's a big look at this thing. Roanoke, you're pretty much in the clear from the severe threat. That line is already cleared. Roanoke, it's over there around the Lime community, the leading edge of it. Dadeville, give it another 5 or 10 minutes and you'll be in the clear. The most significant looking part of this line right now is this big bow down here, from about Dadeville down to Tuskegee. And that's the part moving into western Lee County. So from about Lafayette down to Tuskegee and east are the areas of concern right now. Hey, Scott Brand, good to see you in here today. Pennon should be fine. Got rain up there, but the severe threat has ended for northwest Chambers County. And there's the new watch. Actually, it goes all the way into the Columbus area. So Columbus, back up to Harris County, Meriwether, Troup, Coweta, Hurd, Carroll, all the way up to Bremen. Under that tornado watch. Now, again, folks, once this line of storms passes your location, that threat is going to diminish. The watch may still officially be in place, but for all practical purposes, once this line passes your location, that severe weather threat has passed as well. The Weather Service in Alabama, they've been clearing counties on the backside of this, and I think they're being a little overcautious. They're hanging on to the watch a little bit longer than I think necessary, but they're being on the safe side, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But brand new extension to the tornado watch now stretches all the way over to about Peachtree City, down to around Thomaston, and then to the Columbus area, and then back into Alabama down to around Eufaula and Troy. Well, at the moment, Carrollton's getting hammered with rain, but the severe part of this will quickly move out of Carroll County, and then there'll be more rain behind it. It's going to be wet all across East Alabama and West Georgia for several more hours today. Then later on this afternoon, I think we'll start to see the rain subside, and that'll be it for the precipitation. So there you go. There's a look at it, the big picture. There's the back side of the rain, okay? Here's the front side of the rain. If you're inside of these two lines, that's where the severe weather threat is. Let me get that cleared off the screen because we just caught a new tornado warning. And this is going to be a tornado warning right there near Whitesburg, Georgia. You folks up there in Newnan, your sirens are going off in Coweta County. Let me read it to you. The National Weather Service in Peachtree City has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Carroll County in northwest Georgia, northern Coweta County, and southwestern Fulton County until 11:15 a.m. At 10:59 a.m. Eastern, a tornado-producing storm was located over Plant Yates, or 11 miles northwest of Newnan, moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. So about 11 miles northwest of Newnan, and it's moving to the east, so this is probably not going to be a major tornado threat for Newnan proper. More so north of Newnan up there on 70 and back up toward Whitesburg. Let me switch back to NEXRAD, and we will go with the base velocity. And that's a little bit noisy. We're looking at Atlanta. Yes, we are looking at Atlanta. If I had to pick a possible tornado out of this, I would go with right here. And right there on Highway 5, just southwest of downtown Whitesburg. This is going to cross over 27 just south of Whitesburg. And it's moving in a general motion like so. So you see Newnan is down here. And your possible tornado is up to the northwest, about 10 miles northwest of Newnan, moving off to the east. Again, I know the sirens are going off there in Newnan. And obviously, if you want to take the course of absolute least regret, then you need to go to your safe place if you're down here in Newnan. But I would expect the tornadic part of this storm to stay north of Newnan proper. Again, if you're just joining us, a brand new tornado warning has just been issued for southern Carroll and Coweta counties of west central Georgia. And that's going to be for a possible tornado near Whitesburg. I noticed in the chat room they're talking about the sirens going off, and somebody down here in Sharpsburg said they don't hear the sirens. That's because you're not under the tornado warning. The tornado warning is basically, it's inside of that polygon that you see there on the screen. Sharpsburg is outside of that polygon. And your possible tornado is right here. And it is moving in this direction. Again, Newnan, I know your sirens are going off, but this is most likely going to stay north of Newnan. If you're up here on I-85, around the Peachtree City exit, Palmetto, you probably need to be finding somewhere to get off of the interstate and seek shelter, because this will cross over I-85 just to the west of Tyrone. Getting some reports of over 6 inches of rain so far in Dawson County, up here in northeast Georgia. That's pretty amazing. Switch back to the Auburn camera right quick. You can see, if you look there off in the distance, you can see the leading edge of that line of thunderstorms about to move in to Auburn there. Well, thank you, Amanda. I appreciate those kind words. You guys in Coweta are a big part of our success here on Dr. Don's Weather, and so we do. Typically, we stay with it until it gets out of Coweta County, and then Atlanta pretty much picks it up from there. And I'm sure Atlanta's covering it this right now, but we appreciate you watching us here on Dr. Don's Weather. And I'll be honest with you, the rotation on this storm doesn't look nearly as significant as it did just a few moments ago, and it wasn't off the charts then. This is a minimal-looking possible tornado. And if there's any rotation left in it, that's where it would be, just to the east of Whitesburg, well north of Newnan. I'm waiting on the Weather Service to give us a little update here on this, and I think we just got it. Let me look. Let's see. Nope, haven't got any yet. Yes, I do have an update. According to the National Weather Service, in Peachtree City, still seeing evidence on radar of some debris being lofted with this storm near Whitesburg, and Plant Yates and Roscoe in Coweta. So they're going to keep the tornado warning going. Very interesting. And I'm watching, also we've got Carroll County and Coweta County EMA here in the chat room. And Carroll is reporting that they have received no reports of damage so far. And we've also got Nick Burgess in here. He's with Coweta County. And Nick has not reported anything yet either for Coweta County. But according to the National Weather Service, still seeing somewhat of a debris signature with this storm as it moved through Whitesburg. And I would put the center of this a little bit to the east of Whitesburg now, if something is still there. I got to tell you, I'm having a hard time seeing it. But the Weather Service is still seeing some debris, so those are the professionals. They know what they're doing, so we're going to stay with that and continue to tell you that you need to remain in your safe place if you're in the path of this storm. So, severe thunderstorm warning coming for herd and troop. Let me switch back to let's look at the Auburn camera right quick. Look at that. Things changed quick, did they not? There's the leading edge of your thunderstorm moving into the Auburn, Opelika area. Big raindrops. All right, now let's go back to reflectivity. Let's zoom out. Let's come down this line and let me read you this severe thunderstorm warning. The severe thunderstorm warning for eastern Elmore and northeastern Montgomery has been canceled. The storms which prompted the warning have moved out of the warned area. A severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect until 10:30 this morning for Lee, Macon, southeastern Tallapoosa, southern Chambers, and northwestern Russell County. About 5 minutes ago, severe thunderstorms were capable or were located along a line extending from Ridge Grove to near Waverly to near Notasulga to near Tuskegee to near Liverpool, moving to the east at 50 miles per hour. That's this area that's moving into the Auburn, Opelika area as we speak, and then across southern Chambers County as well. Then we have a new severe thunderstorm warning. The National Weather Service in Peachtree City has issued a severe thunderstorm warning for southwestern Spalding, Fayette County, Meriwether County, northwestern Pike, southeastern Heard, Troup County, and Coweta counties in west central Georgia until noon Eastern at 11:09. That was 1 minute ago. Severe thunderstorms are located along a line extending from near Roscoe to near Grantville to Ware's Crossroads, moving southeast at 30 miles per hour. The main hazard with this line of thunderstorms, 60 mile per hour wind gusts. This will affect locations such as Newnan, LaGrange, Fayetteville, Greenville, Peachtree City, Tyrone, Palmetto, Sonoya, Hogansville, Grantville, Pine Mountain, Luthersville, Moreland, Sharpsburg, Harrelson, Lone Oak, and Gay, Georgia. That is your severe thunderstorm box right there. And then that tornado warning continues for a possible tornado now well to the east of Whitesburg. See if we have any updated verbiage here. This warning is in effect until 11:15. And we'll switch back over to the base velocity. If there is something still happening, it would be right there. So this is well east of Whitesburg now and to the northeast of Newnan. And this warning does expire in about 30 seconds or so. Let's see if they reissue this. All right, so Atlanta tells us they're going to allow this warning to expire as the circulation appears weaker, but we'll go with a severe thunder with possible tornado warning. All right, so the warning, that tornado warning has expired and has fallen off of the screen. But again, this area right here is suspect. And that's about to cross over 85. They're up there at the North Newnan I-85 interchange. And that is about to move out of our. Once it crosses over 85, then Atlanta will cover that very well. But yeah, I'm continuing to monitor here for any damage reports. I'm seeing nothing from Carroll or Coweta, which is good news. Looking at some of the winds along the leading edge of this line in Chambers County and down into Lee, we're looking at some 40 to 50 mile per hour wind gust. There's about a 60 mile per hour wind gust right there at I-85. But I don't see anything. You understand that's up at the radar beam height, so probably at the ground we're around 30 to 40 miles per hour. So pretty gusty right there along the leading edge. We were watching this line as it moved through the Auburn-Opelika area when the leading edge of it moved into the Auburn campus, and the trees were pretty. We're moving around pretty good, but I didn't see anything too alarming. And there's no indication of tornadic activity with this storm right now. Anyway, so let's go back to the reflectivity. And right there along that bow, that's where the most significant wind would be expected within this line of thunderstorms. So that's where we stand right now. Anniston, Oxford, Wedowee. I would even venture to say Roanoke, Ashland, Lineville, Alexander City. All of you guys are in the clear from severe weather. Any remaining severe weather events are going to be along this line of thunderstorms that's the north side of it's well into Georgia, and the south end of it about to move into Georgia. Heads up, LaGrange, you got some pretty gusty winds and heavy rainfall headed your way. I'm going to put this in motion, let this loop a time or two, and I'm going to take another quick break. I've got a couple of phone calls I've got to return right quick. We're going to continue to watch this. I'll leave the feed up, and I'll be back with you shortly. You're watching live severe weather coverage at 10:18 a.m. on your Saturday morning, Saturday, January 10th, 2026, on Dr. Don's Weather. right, East Alabama and West Georgia, Dr. Don back in here with you for a few more minutes. We're still having some significant power issues at our 911 public safety complex up here in White County, and I'm just going to I've got to go take care of that. We've got people working on it, but decisions are having to be made about switching from commercial power to emergency power, and IT's having issues because every time we do that switch, it knocks all the network stuff down, which affects us in the 911 center. So I'm going to have to go deal with that. And I'll tell you that for the majority of you across East Alabama and West Georgia, the severe weather threat has ended, with the exception of those of you down there around West Point, Lynette Valley, right there in South Central and Southeastern Chambers County. That line of storms still moving through there, and so the severe weather threat will continue there for another 30 minutes or so. I'm just looking at some verbiage in the chat room for the National Weather Service out of Peachtree City. No active areas of concern in terms of potential tornadoes for Coweta, but closely watching the line of storms moving through. The environment is primed for quick developing spin-ups. But at the moment, we don't see anything in Coweta County that is of any concern. We also don't see any reports of any damage in southern Carroll or Coweta from that earlier tornado warning. Other than that, I'm seeing multiple reports of 3, 4, 5 inches of rain all across West Georgia. All right, so let me zoom back out, and I'll give you the 1, 2, 3 right quick. I'll give you the skinny on what's going on. Then I'm going to have to bust out of here because I've got to go back to the 911 center and try to get some of this stuff, and get a resolution for the issues, the power issues that we're having at our building. So here we go, the upper edge of this. Let me just go all the way up north. Up here, northeast Georgia, we have that leading edge of that line of thunderstorms moving through the Dahlonega, Helen, Cleveland area right now as we speak, and that'll continue moving off to the east. In about another 30 minutes, the heaviest part of this line of storms will have cleared White County, Georgia, and will be on over into the Greenville warning areas of northeast Georgia, like Stevens and Rabun County. And things will start to calm down a little bit here up in northeast Georgia. We're still going to have rain for several hours. I mean, this stuff stretches all the way back into Cartersville, back over to the Alabama state line. So lots of rain yet to go up here in northeast Georgia, but severe-wise, that threat will be ending pretty quick. And the leading edge of this now, clearing Alpharetta, but about to move into Sandy Springs, Atlanta Metro, 285, just an absolute disaster right now, I'm quite sure. We have special weather statements there for the southern side of Atlanta Metro, there on the perimeter on the south end around Union City. We have severe thunderstorm warnings now covering from Peachtree City all the way back through Coweta, Meriwether, extreme southeastern herd down into northern Troup County. There in LaGrange, you have a severe thunderstorm warning as this line passes through LaGrange. We have a special weather statement, the southwest corner of Troup County down into northwestern Harris County. Severe thunderstorm warnings continue now from central or east central Chambers all the way back into Lynette Valley, West Point, Hughley, down to the lake area there, Lake Harding. We have that Boeing line of storms moving through Lee County over there on the eastern side. Very heavy rainfall and gusty winds on 431 from about Salem all the way down to Phoenix City. Now, all this is about to move through the Columbus area, and it's going to be pretty strong when it moves through, but there are no tornado concerns along this line at the moment. And then special weather statements covering a handful of counties south of Montgomery, back down to around Eufaula. Then we zoom out, you see the big picture here, and let me go back to the composite radar shot so you can see the whole picture of this entire system, and there it is. I'm going to let it run current, and then we'll stop it right there. And you can see as I zoom way out, I mean, my goodness, this stretches from New York City all the way to New Orleans, Louisiana. This is a massive weather system that's clearing the southeastern United States this morning. And behind it, we're going to have much cooler temperatures in here. It's going to take a minute for the cold air to filter in, but by the time you get up Monday morning to go to work, we're going to be back in the Arctic. We're going to have temperatures in the 20s when you get up on Monday morning. And then for a couple of days, we're going to hang out pretty normal for this time of year. And then we have a reinforcing cold front that'll be here Wednesday, Thursday-ish of next week that may or certainly will reinforce the cold air. It remains to be seen whether or not there will be any meaningful precipitation with that reinforcing cold front mid to latter part of next week. If there is some precipitation with it, some of the models are suggesting we might have some type of frozen precipitation to deal with at the moment. It doesn't look significant, but we'll keep an eye on that. For right now, it doesn't look like we're going to be looking at a low-pressure system in the Gulf, and that's really what we need to have a significant winter weather event around these parts of the woods. We don't see that at the moment, but there's still plenty of time for that to change, so we'll keep an eye on it. But for today, this leading edge of this line of thunderstorms, as it moves on into Georgia, will carry that severe weather threat with it. Now, I know the tornado watch was expanded in coverage and in time to go until about 2 o'clock Eastern, 1 o'clock Central this afternoon. However, if the leading edge of this line has cleared your home, then that tornado threat has subsided significantly. Not a great threat to start with, but what threat there is, which is minimal, goes away real quick once this leading edge of this line of storms passes through your area. I know we're still seeing a good bit of rain back over in West Alabama, and so all of that's going to rotate through East Alabama, so the rain's going to continue for several more hours. But once that leading edge of this line of thunderstorms moves through your area, then that significant severe weather threat has ended. Thank you for joining me today. I'll certainly come back if there's anything life-threatening. We've been providing severe weather coverage for you here on Dr. Don's Weather.